Can a grandparent get custody of a child in Colorado? This is a question with many different layers, but I will try to explain them as best as I can. It is best to talk to an attorney if you find yourself in this situation to make sure that all of the layers apply to you. So first, for a grandparent to get custody, which is going to be different than visitation, to get custody, the grandparent has to meet one of three requirements. Either the department has removed the child from the parent's home, the grandparent currently has custody of the child, or the grandparent previously had physical custody of the child for at least 6 months, and it has not been more than 6 months since the grandparent stopped having physical custody of the child. If one of those three requirements are met, then a grandparent can file into a family court here in Colorado to request custody of the child. That just gets you in the door. Once you actually file, then the court is going to make a determination of whether the grandparent having custody is in the child's best interest. This gets a bit tricky because the parents are going to have a constitutional presumption that they're acting in the child's best interest. So if the parents come along and say, we don't agree with this grandparent having custody, it's going to be a difficult argument for the grandparent to make. The grandparents are going to have to overcome the presumption that the parents are going to have by their constitutional right. If the grandparent can do that and the court agrees that the child being with the grandparent is in the child's best interest, despite that presumption, then the court may award custody to a grandparent. Again, this is going to be really fact specific and individual to each situation. So if this is something that you think might apply to you, it is definitely best to get the advice of an attorney to make sure that it does actually apply and that you could go forward and seek custody. Unlike some other states, Colorado has some pretty limited scenarios where grandparents can actually seek custody, so you want to make sure that it actually applies before you go forward. Like I mentioned, custody is going to be different than visitation. So if you want to know more about grandparents' rights when it comes to visitation, let me know in the comments. And follow along for more information about custody in Colorado.